You've recently developed a product called TraX. Tell me more about that. How does it help the end user reduce their downtime?
Yeah, TraX is a unique product. It is an early warning system, if you like. It is a sensor. And it is a retrofittable sensor, which is, you don't have to change any of your architecture in your vehicle. All you have to do is remove a couple of lug nuts, and the TraX sensor will just bolt on, tighten them back to spec, and you're ready to go. We have two of these things. One of them is Bluetooth connectable to telematics on board. So it will relay the vibration and temperature signals from the wheel end all the way to the telematics and to the user interface of a service manager's desk.
Right.
So with that, thousands of miles before a real failure happens, the sensor will tell you the bearing is in a distressed condition, or that there is an abnormal temperature at one wheel end.
Which is an indication of a failure somewhere in the system.
Correct. And if left unattended, they can lead to catastrophic failures, right? A bearing failure is a bearing failure, but if a bearing failure is not taken care of, it could be a wheel off. Or a temperature is a temperature, but if it's not taken care of, well, it could be a thermal event. So we are part of the ecosystem to give that early warning to the service manager and ultimately the driver that there's something going on. You can either schedule your maintenance, or if it's serious and acute, pull over, right? And we're not new to condition monitoring. SKF has been in there for decades in mostly the industrial market, for mostly fixed assets,
right?
Like wind turbines.
Much easier, fixed assets, a little bit of an easier thing to monitor than a moving vehicle.
Correct, but we're also on railroad, right? Railways. So we've taken all that knowledge and put it into a bolt-on, plug-and-play system for commercial vehicles. So it gives the ability to act before something serious happens and schedule that maintenance in.
Tell me a story of one of your customers or your end user customers who put this into place and it had a real world impact on their business.
Yeah, we've had a couple of public testimonials, so I have no problem in mentioning at least one name, the Pilot Flying J. They're a tanker fleet. And they were on a pilot phase with us as we were developing the program, and then they took it on to their production phase, and so we are with them in their vehicles. And they have responded to an alert from the TraX sensor, and when they pulled the part apart, they noticed that the surface of the bearing had started flaking. And again, it was a good indicator for them to repair something that was truly going to fail. And if they hadn't done it, it could have led to more serious consequences, especially on a tanker fleet.
I was just going to say, a catastrophic failure on a tanker fleet is kind of a worst case scenario on the road.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that's one example.
That's one example, right? And then I can imagine as well, just from the preventative maintenance side and that ability to have someone who's monitoring it in real time and just set up that scheduling, that is so important because the utilization is a real issue with fleets. And especially private fleets, they have to be utilizing their equipment at maximum to be profitable. And so to be able to plan that service event in a way that doesn't affect utilization, I think that's a really important component. So I can see fleets really enjoying the access to this new data.
Yeah, fleets, absolutely. And they see the value sometimes more than the OE that's making the vehicle. Because for the OE, it's just a bolt on another part that doesn't affect the basic function of the vehicle.
Right.
But the fleet, he's worried about his bottom line, cost of operation, and keeping that vehicle on the road, and that's where we come in.